Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. Today, I'll be addressing what I think is a very interesting conversation between a man who wants sex from a woman before he commits, and a woman who wants commitment before she offers the box. For the sake of argument, let's call it a good acting skit. And that being said, this is one of the better skits. If it's a skit, they're being filmed. They could be acting a role, but I like the conversation. I think you will too. Uh, Before we get into that, who's right and who is wrong, like and share this video. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell, and above all, feel free to join the conversation with your thoughts in the chat. So back to this conversation. Let me answer the first question. There's no right or wrong in this matter. That's my opinion. There's no right or wrong. He has his position, she has hers. And the point is, can they come to a meeting of the minds? Can we help them get there if we were arbiters? Um, so listen, I'm going to play a clip. I want you guys to look at the clip. And then we're gonna, I'm gonna let it play through the first time, and then I'm gonna play it again, and maybe I'll stop in between and have some commentary. But I'm gonna let it play the first time. I'm gonna let it play all the way through. Listen to their conversation closely. Listen to him. Listen to her, and formulate your thoughts, and then we could talk about it. So there's a couple of things I'm gonna see right off the bat, and I'll come back before I say anything. I want you to look at it first. So bear with me. I'm gonna bring it up. And then I want you to give me your opinion on what you see. Let me get there real quick. All right.
I don't have sex out of relationships.
How do you get into the relationship?
Through conversation, through getting to know someone.
And then you don't try before you buy?
I don't try before I buy.
We're getting to know each other, yeah?
Yeah.
I want to put all my intention into you. But after a while, once we're talking to each other, you got a duty of care to look after me. You know what I'm trying to say? That I've got needs and stuff.
100%. I believe that.
Exactly.
I have got a duty of care to look after you
Yeah,
when you're my man.
How do we get there?
Through maintaining a healthy relationship together.
So before we're in a relationship and we're just talking and just dating and stuff, are you cool with me sleeping with other people?
Absolutely not.
So you want me to go on a quest of celibacy while I get to know you?
Yes.
This is ridiculous.
It's just showing your loyalties and your commitment.
Why do I need to be loyal to you? I don't even know you like that. We're getting to know you.
Yeah, because you want to make it something. You're trying to pursue something with me.
There's no jeopardy there. So if you gave me something, that would make me
want to stay.
No, not want to stay, but take away the distractions. Forget about everybody else.
But this is what I mean. Mentally train yourself to not be distracted so that you can focus on one person and maintain your energy there and loyalties whilst you get to know them.
But I want to have sex.
Yes, so graft for it. Nothing easy should come that easy. Someone giving you their body should not be that accessible.
What kind of graft are you talking about? Like, what kind of graft is that? I have to be your boyfriend. Like, that's a different kind of graft. Not just get to know you and be cool. You're trying to tell me graft till I'm being your boyfriend.
You have to make that initial commitment, because why am I going to give myself to you? And then you say, well, actually, it's not for me the next day. I don't have sex out of relationships.
All right. So let me stop it right there. Okay. So we're going to come back to it. So I'm gonna just play it again, but bear with me for a second. So there's a couple of things. Tell me what you think about his position and her position. Like, first, this is right off the top of my head. It is so refreshing to see a woman in this day and age talking about restraint and have some respect for her chastity and her virtue, and not talking about, guac 3000 and busting it open just because a guy might be handsome. And she's a very pretty woman too. So, but we can parse her words too, because she's not completely a couple of things. She didn't completely say she wouldn't smash the guy, but she said he's gonna have to wait for it. But so that she might not be thinking about, or she might not completely, or maybe she does understand how men are wired, especially if they're going to provide resources and time for a woman. And that woman is making him wait for something that maybe she gave to a guy for nothing. See, if she was a virgin, because he didn't ask her this, but and maybe he should have. If she was a pure virgin, then everything she said, there would be no conversation. But I'd be asking about her last boyfriend. And if he had the graph for the sex and he had to be her, she had to be his girlfriend, how come they're still not together? I would like to know that. Okay. And then taking the man on face value. I don't think there's anything wrong with him wanting the goods. I mean, that's how men are wired. We want the goods, we want to see the goods. Okay. But my problem with most men of today, every woman looks like a piece of steak to them. Every single woman looks like a piece of steak. That I can't validate any relationship with a woman unless I can stick my Johnson in her, right? So you could miss a lot of good women because she looks like a piece of steak, as opposed to being a dessert that can be somebody with you for the rest of your life. Because he's saying, in order for me to validate any relationship we have together, I gotta stick my Johnson in you to see if I want to stay. That's what she's hearing. I got a word for all of this stuff, but we'll get to that. And then, uh, you know, is she afraid that he's going to hit it and quit it? That's a thing, something we could talk about. She's talking about exclusivity, and I talked about her being a virgin. If she's not a virgin, is she asking too much of this dude? Why does the dude need to test all the goods before he can even say, listen, you know what? I could wait a while and I can see if we can, jive on any other level than a sexual level. Because again, I'm gonna play it again and we'll talk about it. I might stop it here and there. But so here, let's go again. Okay.
Relationship.
Okay. Oh man, something went wrong. Oh, damn it. There you go.
I don't have sex out of relationships.
So how do you get into the relationship?
Through conversation, through getting to know someone.
And then you don't try before you buy?
I don't try before I buy.
We're getting to know each other, yeah?
Yeah.
I want to put all my intention into you. But after a while, once we're talking to each other, you got a duty of care to look after me. You know what I'm trying to say? That I've got needs and stuff.
100%. I believe that.
Exactly.
I have got a duty of care to look after you
Yeah,
when you're my man.
How do we
say right there? She didn't say she wouldn't give him any, but he'd have to be her man first. Now, how long does that take? So he instead of asking, well, how long, if I committed to you, how long before we have sex? Now that's a hard thing to ask right away. But so she's not saying she wouldn't have sex. And that's what leads me to thinking about her previous relationships. Because a lot of women have a tendency, if they like a dude, the dude they like, they want to put him through all kinds of gauntlets to get the box. Whereas they have a maintenance man busting her wide open for almost nothing. That's what the modern man thinks. He's like, I'm not boo-boo the fool. While you're taking my resources, while I'm whining and dining you because you like me and you want me to stick around so you don't think you want to leave with sex. Those nights where you're hungry, you have Joe coming over, he's blowing your back out, and then you back on me and I'm paying for all the food and shit. You know what I'm saying? So she seems sincere, but is it real? Okay. So who knows? He could be thinking that way, or he just says, listen, I leave with my Johnson. I leave with my Johnson, and my Johnson tells me whether I want to stick around with you or not. Okay, let's go.
How do we get there?
Through maintaining a healthy relationship together.
So before we're in a relationship and we're just talking and just dating and stuff, are you cool with me sleeping with other people?
Absolutely not.
See, let me stop it right there. Now, at least the brother's honest, right? He says, he asked her straight up. And for her sake that she's not cool with him, he didn't ask her whether she's got somebody in the wings busting those cheeks while she's waiting on him. Now, the way her demeanor is, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt that she doesn't, right? She's looking at, hey, if we're gonna start a relationship, I'm not fooling with nobody. I'm looking for you to come towards me, and I'm gonna be an honest broker. Now, I would have to get some verbal confirmation of that.
So you want me to go on a quest of celibacy while I get to know you?
Yes.
This is ridiculous.
It's just showing your loyalties and your commitment.
Why do I need to be loyal to you? I don't even know you like that. We're getting to know you.
Yeah, because you want to make it something. You're trying to pursue something with me.
There's no jeopardy there. So if you gave me something, that would make me
want to stay.
No, not want to stay, but take away the distractions. Forget about
But
everybody else.
See, this is where she's wrong. He said, if you gave me something, well, that will make me want to stay. Well, she doesn't know that. And here's where I would tell all women out there. No matter what your relationship is with a man, whether it's a one-night stand or it's a long-term relationship or it's a marriage forever, there's a point at which the guy you have has to get to post-nut clarity, right? And women dread that. That's why some women want men to wait a long time. Some women say, if I do it the first night, will he like me? Or all that kind of stuff. It might be conscious or subconscious, because they know that if all this guy wants to make her another notch in his belt, there's a chance that even if she likes him, and even if he acts like he likes her, but once he gets the box, he's going to ghost her. And women say, well, the longer I make him wait, the more he might get to know all the rest of my qualities and stick around. It doesn't work that way. It just, women, it doesn't work that way. Every man that you're with now, the reason why he's with you is that after he got his very first nut, his post-nut clarity, he decided to come back. And that shows you that there's other things besides your box that he wants. Because I know most of you women don't see this, but your box might not have been the best. It might not have been the best. Just like his whatchamacallit, it might not have been the best. But he came back to you after clarity because he actually likes you. And a lot of women don't realize that. So that can happen on the first night, or it can happen after 90 days. That's Steve Harvey bullshit. But let me warn you about the 90-day rule. If you try to do some stupid, arbitrary, long-term thing, making a guy that you like wait for sex, even though he knows you're not a virgin, that you've been busting it open for random dudes all through your 20s, but you're making him play boo-boo the fool, he's going to begin to resent you. Oh, he's not going to tell you. All you become to him is a challenge to get the box. And then once he gets it, you will never see him again, because you made him wait. You made him spend all his resources. You made him do all of these things because you want to treat him different than every other guy who was busting you out for chicken dinners. You know what I'm saying? That he's not stupid. And, he knows the days he can't reach you, you're probably getting your backbone out by somebody. So the issue really is that he's got to have that. So it can't be arbitrary. Because what's true is the reason why you're talking to him is because he's sexually attracted to you in the first place. Because if he's not sexually attracted to you, why are you wasting his time or your time? So the attraction is there. So whether you do it the first night, because you know what? There are marriages that last a lifetime, and the guy blew her back out on the first night. Do you know that? There are some. First, second, third night. Now, ladies, I'm not telling you to let every man hit it the very first time you see him. But I'm just saying arbitrary time periods is not the way to go either. You got to feel something a little bit more spiritual than that.
Well, I mean, mentally train yourself to not be distracted so that you can focus on one person and maintain your energy there and loyalties whilst you get to know them.
But I want to have sex.
Yes, so graft for it. Nothing easy should come that easy. Someone giving you their body should not be that accessible.
What kind of graft are you talking about? What kind of graft is that? I have to be your boyfriend. That's a different kind of graft. Not just get to know you and be cool. You're trying to tell me graft till I'm being your boyfriend.
You have to make that initial commitment, because why am I going to give myself to you? And then you say, well, actually, it's not for me the next day.
I really, really like this conversation between the two of them, because, there's nobody wrong in it, right? It's a meeting of the minds. Do you have the answer? That's the question I have for you. And do any of you have the answer to this one? So again, I think part of the answer on both sides, and they didn't mention it, is that he needs to get the clarity that through sex, that this is somebody you could be with. Now, my problem with him is that if sex is at the top of his list, he's already losing out. He's already losing out because in a long-term marriage, sex, if sex is at the top of your list, then I think you're missing something. It really isn't for either party. Now, you have to be compatible, yes, but is it the real thing? Because a man, for me, I want my wife to respect me more than anything else. I want her to be exclusive to me. I want her to be available and available to me, right? But as far as whether it's the best box in the world, I mean, that's not at the top of my list. All I know is that I love it when we get together, and she tells me she does, and that's enough. And whatever secret she has, that's her secrets. Whatever secrets I have, I must have, but we're not acting on any of those stuff other than we enjoy being together. But this brother says that he can't do that unless she's got to be some kind of champion. And he gives you that impression because he wants to lead with his Johnson. And he might miss out on a woman like this. So he looks like a handsome dude, so he's probably fooled around with a lot of pretty women. She's a very good-looking woman, and that kind of woman, I believe you, if more men were able to talk to a woman with that kind of mindset, they would wait. They would absolutely wait. Anyway, our pain, marriage, politics, and sports. Tell me what you think. Over and out.